We're learning that US Intel Chief Tulsi Gabbard now hails the ceasefire. Tulsi Gabbard says, and I quote, "Only President Trump could have achieved this historic ceasefire agreement that brings us closer to peace. It was a Herculean effort that deserves the thanks of all the people of Israel, Iran, Middle East, America, the entire world. Congratulations and thank you, Donald Trump." This is what US Intel Chief Tulsi Gabbard has said, hailing the ceasefire and also praising Donald Trump, saying that only he could have achieved this historic ceasefire agreement. Rohit Sharma continues to stay with us. Rohit, heaps of praises for Donald Trump by Tulsi Gabbard, who's the US Intel chief, saying that only Donald Trump could have made this possible, the ceasefire agreement between Israel and Iran.
Well, look, Americans have been, at some kind of a conflict with the Iranians for such a long time. And honestly, the presidents we've had, they had talked about how, detrimental the whole entire episode would be if Iran were to get nuclear weapons. But nobody took the step to attack the nuclear sites in Iran. And I think, this obviously is true. He's the only president who's done that. Could he have been the only president to do that? We can't obviously tell this. But I think everybody is going to be giving credit to President Trump for taking that decisive action to destroy those nuclear sites in Iran. Now, only time will tell. And, once we have all the data as to how effective those strikes were in Iran, but he's done that. He talked about that he would take those sites out. He'd extended some deadlines. He made his decision. So we'll probably see a lot of praise coming through the Republican ranks and people in power, in administration here at White House and State Department and Pentagon and CIA. Everybody would be praising the President of the United States. And look, he actually did what he told everybody that he was going to do. He took those sites out. He was able to bring back ceasefire. He's going to get the Iranians on the table to talk and negotiate a deal. So I think he's delivered on some of the things that he had said, and he's led from the front. He hasn't gone down a path where he has just issued statements or trying to negotiate through different well, actually he has negotiated through different channels, but not letting his guard down. So I think, we will see some of this chest thumping by everybody in America, and credit where it's due. He said he would do it and he's done it. So I think it's a big night for everybody in the Republican arena.